Imagine you wake up one morning and something feels different. Not in a bad way, quite the opposite. There's no stiffness in your muscles, no grogginess weighing you down. You don't need coffee because your body has already optimized your energy levels before you even opened your eyes. And when you do, the world around you isn't just what it used to be. Your vision is sharper, crystal clear. Information overlays seamlessly onto your field of view, giving you instant updates on the weather, your schedule, even the names of people around you. You're not holding a phone because you don't need one. Your thoughts alone allow you to send messages, browse the internet, and control the devices in your home. This isn't magic. It isn't some distant sci-fi dream. This is what the future of human-machine integration could look like. The real question is, will we take that step? For centuries, humanity has relied on technology to push beyond our natural limits. From the moment we shaped the first stone tool, we have been on a path toward augmentation. Fire gave us warmth. Agriculture freed us from constant foraging, and the Industrial Revolution gave us machines that replaced muscle power with mechanical efficiency. Today, we carry supercomputers in our pockets, and artificial intelligence is beginning to outthink us in many tasks. But for the first time in history, the next step is not just about using technology, it's about fusing with it. This isn't speculation. It's already happening. One of the most groundbreaking advancements in this field is brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs. These are devices that allow direct communication between the brain and external technology. They might sound futuristic, but they're being tested right now. In 2021, a paralyzed man named Nathan Copeland played video games using nothing but his thoughts. His brain signals were interpreted by a computer, allowing him to move the cursor as if he were using a joystick. In another case, a man with ALS was able to speak again by thinking about words, which were then translated into text by a neural implant. And then there's Neuralink, the company led by Elon Musk. Their vision? A device implanted into the human brain that could not only restore movement to paralyzed individuals, but eventually allow humans to interact with computers, AI, and even each other, just by thinking. Early tests have already demonstrated the ability to move a cursor and play games, but Musk claims that future versions could enable telepathic communication, memory storage, and even a way to merge with artificial intelligence itself. But BCIs are just the beginning. The human body itself is being redefined through cybernetics. Bionic limbs are no longer just mechanical replacements. They're becoming superior to biological ones. Take Hugh Hare, a double amputee and MIT professor, who designed bionic legs so advanced that he not only walks but climbs mountains. These limbs adjust in real time, providing balance and motion beyond what traditional prosthetics could ever offer. Even more astonishing, researchers have developed robotic arms that restore the sense of touch, using electrodes to send signals directly into the nervous system. And then there's the realm of internal augmentation. Artificial organs are becoming a reality. Scientists have successfully implanted lab-grown hearts and kidneys, and synthetic blood capable of carrying more oxygen than natural blood is in development. Meanwhile, nanotechnology is being explored as a way to repair damaged cells from within, potentially eradicating diseases before they even start. But here's where things get complicated. The more we integrate with machines, the more we have to ask, what are we becoming? Right now, our brains and bodies are our own. But if we rely on implants, if our thoughts can be read or even influenced by AI, where do we draw the line? Imagine a future where you can download knowledge instantly. Would traditional education become obsolete? If people can upgrade their bodies with cybernetic enhancements, will the unenhanced be left behind? And if we replace too much of ourselves with technology, are we still human? These are the questions we need to ask now, because this future is not centuries away. It could be within our lifetimes. Every great journey starts with a few brave explorers. Right now, Cosmic Whispers is just beginning, and your support means everything. If you enjoy unraveling the mysteries of the universe, hit subscribe. It's free, and it helps us grow this community together. But the real journey has only just begun. Because merging with machines isn't just about enhancing our bodies, it's about something far greater. What happens when human intelligence is no longer limited by biology? What if our minds could exist beyond the human brain itself? Close your eyes for a moment and imagine something truly extraordinary. You're not just thinking with your brain anymore, you're thinking with the power of a supercomputer. You can access knowledge instantly, recall any moment from your past with perfect clarity, and even communicate with others without saying a word. You are no longer bound by the limitations of biological memory, slow learning, or even the physical confines of your brain. Now, open your eyes, because this isn't just fantasy. This is the direction we're heading in. The merging of human intelligence with machines isn't just about bionic limbs or brain implants, it's about something even more profound. The potential to transcend the limits of human cognition itself. Right now our brains are remarkable, but they have bottlenecks. We forget things, our memory is imperfect, and learning takes time. But what if those limitations could be overcome? What if we could expand our intelligence beyond what nature ever intended? This idea isn't new. Thinkers like Ray Kurzweil have long predicted a moment called the singularity, a point where human and machine intelligence become inseparable, where our minds can evolve beyond biology. And while that may sound radical, we're already laying the groundwork for this transformation. Let's start with memory. How often have you struggled to recall a name, a fact, or an experience that felt just beyond your reach? Our brains store information inefficiently, often losing details over time. But what if you could back up your memories like a hard drive? Scientists are working on technologies that could one day allow us to do just that. Researchers at the University of Southern California have already developed a neural implant that mimics the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. In lab tests, it improved recall ability by up to 37%. Imagine a future where you never forget anything, unless you choose to. But why stop at memory? What if you could download entire skill sets instantly? Right now, learning is a slow process. Hours, days, or even years of study to master a field. But if our brains could interface directly with AI, we could gain expertise in seconds. Need to fly a plane? Upload the knowledge. Want to master a new language? Just sync your brain. This is exactly what Neuralink and other BCI researchers envision, a direct bridge between the mind and digital knowledge. And then, there's communication. Think about how much time we spend translating thoughts into words, then waiting for responses. It's a slow and imperfect process. But what if we could skip that entirely? Imagine speaking to someone across the world, not through speech or text, but through direct neural connection. A thought appears in your mind, and instantly they receive it. Some scientists call this brain-to-brain communication, and experiments are already underway. In 2014, researchers successfully transmitted words between two people's brains using a non-invasive interface. While crude, this experiment was a glimpse into a future where speech may become obsolete. But this is where things take a turn, because the deeper we integrate with machines, the more we blur the line between human and artificial intelligence. If our thoughts are linked to AI, how much of us is still human? What happens if an AI assistant begins influencing our decisions, not as an external device but as a voice inside our own minds? And the most unsettling question of all, if our intelligence is no longer bound to the biological brain, does that mean we could live beyond it? Some futurists believe that one day we may be able to upload our consciousness into machines. Instead of our minds being limited to fragile, aging bodies, they could exist indefinitely inside digital systems. This idea, known as mind uploading, has been explored in both science and fiction. In shows like Black Mirror and Upload, characters live on as digital consciousness long after their bodies have failed. But how realistic is this to understand? The challenge is we need to ask a fundamental question. What is consciousness? Is it just data, patterns of electrical signals in the brain? If so, could we one day map every neural connection and replicate it in a machine? Some scientists say yes. Others argue that consciousness isn't just about brain structure, but something deeper, perhaps something we don't fully understand yet. Even if mind uploading becomes possible, would it really be you inside? That machine, or just a copy, an imitation of your thoughts, memories, and personality? This philosophical dilemma has sparked endless debate. If you uploaded yourself and your original body still existed, which one would be the real you? And if the biological you eventually died, did you actually survive? We may not have the answers yet, but one thing is certain. The way we define identity, intelligence, and even life itself is about to change. But merging with machines isn't just about enhancing our minds, it's about something even more profound. What happens when the line between organic and artificial completely disappears? What if instead of upgrading ourselves, we become something entirely new? Picture this, a future where the line between human and machine no longer exists, where your body is no longer made of fragile, organic flesh, but something far more durable, self-repairing, immune to disease, enhanced beyond anything evolution could have imagined. Your consciousness, no longer tethered to a biological brain, exists across multiple platforms, stored, backed up, and capable of existing in more than one place at a time. Maybe you still have a physical form, but it's modular, customizable. Perhaps you exist in a fully virtual space, able to construct entire worlds with a thought. This isn't just about merging with machines anymore. It's about becoming something new. For centuries, we've been bound by the limitations of biology. Our lifespans are short, our bodies deteriorate, and even our greatest minds are lost to time. But what if we could overcome all of it? What if we could redesign not just our intelligence, but the very essence of our existence? Some believe that this is where we're headed, toward the dawn of post-humanity, a future where Homo sapiens, as we know them, cease to exist, replaced by something more advanced, something engineered. It sounds radical, but we're already seeing the first steps. Take bioengineered enhancements. Scientists are already working on ways to improve human genetics through CRISPR technology. Imagine a world where genetic diseases are completely eradicated, where intelligence, strength, and even emotional resilience can be enhanced before birth. Some see this as the next stage of evolution, not through natural selection, but through deliberate design. But others fear the consequences. If humans start upgrading themselves at the genetic level, will it create a divide between the enhanced and the unenhanced? And who decides what counts as an improvement? Then there's cybernetic augmentation. Right now, bionic limbs are giving amputees more than just replacements. They're getting limbs that are stronger, faster, and more precise than their biological counterparts. Researchers are working on artificial eyes that could give people night vision, or the ability to see beyond the visible spectrum. What happens when these enhancements are no longer just for the disabled, but for anyone who wants them? If you had the option to replace your natural body with something superior, would you? And if enough people do, is it still accurate to call us human? And then there's the most controversial idea of all, consciousness beyond biology. The idea of uploading a mind into a machine is one thing, but what if consciousness could exist in multiple places at once? What if instead of inhabiting a single form, an individual could spread their awareness across multiple bodies, systems, or even digital realities? Some theorists believe this could be the key to functional immortality. Instead of relying on a single brain, vulnerable to disease, aging, or accidents, our minds could be distributed, backed up, and even duplicated. Imagine existing in both a physical body and a digital world simultaneously, switching between realities as easily as changing clothes. But if that's possible, it raises profound ethical and philosophical questions. If copies of you exist, which one is the real you? If your consciousness is spread across multiple platforms, do you still have a single identity, or are you many? And if an AI gains human-level intelligence and self-awareness, is it alive? These are no longer just theoretical ideas. Researchers in AI and neuroscience are already exploring ways to model and simulate human cognition. Some futurists believe that artificial general intelligence, AI that can think and reason as well as a human, could be achieved within our lifetimes. And if AI reaches that level, what happens when it surpasses us? If a machine can think faster, learn infinitely and upgrade itself without limits, does humanity still have a place in the future? At what point does a human enhanced by technology become something more than human? And if we continue down this path, will there come a moment when we are no longer the masters of our own creations? This is where the future gets uncertain. The merging of man and machine could lead to utopia, or it could create challenges we are not ready to face. But whether we like it or not, this transformation has already begun. And that brings us to the final question. What happens next? Will this fusion of humanity and technology elevate us to a new level of existence, or are we on the verge of something we cannot control? The world stands at the edge of a transformation, unlike anything in history. The fusion of humans and machines isn't just a possibility. It's already happening, and the choices we make today will determine whether this new age leads us to unimaginable heights, or to something we no longer recognize as human. Let's step forward in time. At 50 years, a century, maybe longer. The world is unrecognizable. People no longer rely on speech to communicate. Thoughts are transmitted instantly, directly from mind to mind. Knowledge is not learned in the traditional sense. It is uploaded, available on demand. Your body? It's no longer just flesh and bone. It is something more, something modular, adaptable. Maybe it's made of self-repairing nanomaterials. Maybe it's not physical at all, existing purely as an avatar in a digital reality. For those who choose it, there is no death. Consciousness is no longer bound to a single brain. Some live on as digital minds, able to exist in multiple locations at once. Others choose physical immortality, replacing biological parts with artificial ones until nothing organic remains. Are they still human, or something new? This isn't just speculation. Right now, researchers are working on biological longevity, studying ways to slow or even reverse aging. Scientists at Harvard have already reversed aging in mice, restoring their cells to a more youthful state. If this can be done in humans, what happens when death is no longer inevitable? Do we become gods of our own fate? And if so, how does that change what it means to be alive? But not everyone welcomes this future. Some believe that the deeper we merge with machines, the more we risk losing something fundamental, something we can't put into words. If our thoughts can be influenced by AI, if our emotions can be optimized by algorithms, then who is really in control? And there's another danger lurking in the background. The moment we become fully integrated with AI, we are no longer just humans using technology. We are technology. What happens if something goes wrong? If a rogue AI takes control? If a system crash erases minds the way a corrupted hard drive loses data? The more we depend on machines to think for us, the more we risk losing autonomy. In a world where AI enhances every thought, every decision, will we still have free will? Or will we become something like biological software, running on a system we no longer control? This is the paradox of progress. We dream of transcending our limitations, of becoming more than we are. But the further we go, the harder it is to define what we even means. So now the question comes to you. Will humanity merge with machines? The answer is almost certainly yes. It is already happening, and it will only accelerate in the years to come. The real question is, how far will we go? Will we find a balance, keeping our humanity while embracing the best of technology? Or will we evolve into something else entirely, something beyond human? The choice isn't just theoretical, it's happening right now. Every brain implant, every AI assistant, every leap in biotechnology brings us closer to a world where the line between man and machine disappears. And when that day comes, we won't be asking if humanity will merge with machines. We'll be asking if humanity still exists at all. And that's where I turn it over to you. Do you think humanity should merge with machines? Would you upload your mind? Would you replace your body? Or do you believe we should hold on to what makes us human no matter what? Let's talk about it in the comments. If you found this journey fascinating, share this video with someone who loves big ideas. Let's keep this conversation going, because the future is closer than we think.